Good morning, it's Andrew here, and I have another video in my retirement series. Now, this video is about after you retire, what are you gonna do? And one of the things we thought about doing was camping and having a travel trailer. And is this something that you want to do? Well, I just wanted to give you a little story about our experience. So we had done camping. When my kids were younger, I did camping all the time. Loved camping. And as we were getting to retirement time, I thought, you know what? This would be a time when I can go and get back and do something that I really enjoy. I really enjoy hiking in nature and being out in the nature, and I'm an outdoor kind of guy. So wanted to recapture the memories of younger years. And so we had done some tent camping years ago, and it said, you know what, that's not really for us. We bought a pop-up tent trailer, did that for a year or two, or I guess a year, and not a whole lot, but just tried it out. And then we bought a travel trailer, 19-foot travel trailer, and we had used the tent trailer only a few times, but we had arranged it with family camping with my kids, with my wife's this is my second wife, so my wife's in-laws, they're actually from Colombia, and they had come up to Canada. We had done some camping. They hadn't done much of it before, so it was a really enjoyable time. And so there was a lot of people at the camping when we went, and that's not the same as when you are contemplating retirement camping with you and your spouse. So my experience is that it's totally different when it's the two of you. And I'm sure there's many people out there that are the type of people that are very comfortable reading, and they're not really active people, but that's not us. So the experience for us was when we were just by ourselves and thinking, we were doing some test runs to see what retirement would be like. We would set up the trailer, and there's some busyness doing that and getting things set up the way you like it, with the awning and the picnic table and the lights around the awning and different things, and setting up your chairs and the carpet outside and inside the trailer. That's a half an hour to an hour to do that, and then you're done. Okay, and then let's go investigate the park. And if you you picked up a map, and then let's go check out stuff. You do that, and you walk around the park, check out different sites. Oh, next time we come, maybe we want to go to this site or that site or whatever it is, right? So you do that, and then next thing, okay, it's time for dinner. So let's, or lunch or dinner, whatever. So let's do that. So we did that the first few times. But then what we started to experience was, you're finding that life started to revolve around food and eating. And we're not, we are beach people, but we're not like that. We don't want to go sit on the beach all day. We want to be more active. So it started to turn out that we would go to these campgrounds, and then after, I don't eat breakfast anyways, but my wife would have breakfast, I would have a coffee or two, and then we'd say, okay, well, now what do you want to do? Well, let's go for a walk around the campground. We would walk around the campground, then we would go, it was nice, we'd go on the hiking trails, and that was okay, but my boredom set in pretty quick, and that was the problem. And what we started to see was, we would go, my wife is 7 years younger than me, so she's even a bit more active than I am. We would go for walks around the campground, and we would start to notice that if you didn't have young kids that you were with, and we started to go actually a few times during the week, not weekends, and there was hardly any families there during the week. What we noticed was it was mostly older people, lots of gray hair, But we would walk by their campsites and they'd either be reading, playing cards, or playing dominoes, or just like really sedentary lifestyle. So we were like, everybody seems to be like this. Or the campsite would be empty because they were probably off visiting attractions close to the campsite. And then we started going on the trails. Then one trail, then the next trail. And that's when I really started to think about whether this is something I wanted to pursue on a regular basis in retirement. And I said to my wife, I don't know if this is what I want to do. I don't know if this is going to make me happy in retirement, just hanging out in campgrounds, going from one campground to the next. And camping's not free. In Canada, campgrounds, a campsite with hydro is going to cost you around $55 per night. So it's nowhere near being free. So we did it a few more times, and then what we found to avoid boredom is we would spend half the time leaving the campsite, going out in the vehicle, spending gas, and going to visit attractions around. Then you're spending money there as well. So yeah, long story short, this past weekend we sold our trailer. We had some mixed emotions about it. Still enjoy the camping, but other life circumstances have come into play, which I'm going to do some more retirement videos in this series, and one of them is going to be about kids. So a heads up is that one of the videos will be the reason we sold the travel trailer is life circumstances with kids has changed, and we don't think we'll be able to use the trailer as much. So anyways, so I don't begrudge anybody if they have this lifestyle, they want to do camping and travel trailer stuff, fifth wheel, in their retirement. It's just not for everybody, because we don't want to be the kind of people that have to be concerned with their weight. We are active people, and at this point in our life, we're still healthy. We don't have hips and knees. Actually, my wife's starting to now, a little bit arthritis stuff, but currently we don't have any issues with hips and ankles and knee problems. So we want to get out and enjoy while we're still healthy. When you think about retirement, a lot of the discussions I have with people is the first 10 years or 15 years after you retire, up until 70 or early 70s, is when everything's still working good and you want to take advantage of it. So these are the times that you want to get out. If you want to do some traveling across the world or whatever it is, and you have to do some serious walking and hiking, whatever, that's the time to do it. So that's one of the reasons we thought about selling the travel trailer. And maybe in the future we'll do it again at some point, but just for this point in our lives, we decided it's not for us for now. So anyways, I hope that story gave you some information that is useful for you. Press the like button and subscribe. Comment down below. I'd love to interact with you. And I do have another 10 videos ish in this retirement series. Hope you gleaned something from it, and until next time, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.